Today I'm going to show you how to master the newly revamped Polarity Switch event. In this video, I'm going to give you the full breakdown with tips and tricks. And when you're done, you're going to be putting the smack down.
And if you don't know, now you know.
So to access season events, just go to your season menu and scroll over. And as you can see, the Polarity event is now live and it's running for a week starting today. The event isn't automatically activated, so make sure you do that or you won't be getting any of the perks. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what the Polarity Switch is. But before we do, why do we play global events? Well, for the rewards. So every time you level up your character, you're going to be earning red stars. As you gain red stars, you're going to unlock this rewards track that does have 2 exotic caches at the end of it. On top of that, you can be earning red stars that act as a form of currency. And you can use that currency here at the season vendor only while the event is open. So spend them before the event closes or you will lose them all. So you got exotic caches, legacy season caches, named item caches that also include dark zone items and optimization caches. So if leveling up is how you earn those red stars, then that means XP is the name of the game. You can increase your XP up to 125% for most activities by turning on global directives. Of course, they considerably make the game more difficult, but I got a build for you that turns heroic with all 5 directives into child's play. Good news. Each one of these gives you 25% more XP and increases your targeted loot drop percentages up to a total of 10%. Longtime Division 2 players take advantage of global events to reap in those red stars so we can get the best loot in the game as well as exotic components that are very important for the expertise station and now the crafting station since we can re-roll our exotics. So you also have challenges you can complete and there are 4 days of challenges and you have all week to complete them all. Let's get into the details. So a freak electrical storm has changed all agents' firearms and hostiles with a polarity, either positive or negative. So agents will need to engage enemies of the same polarity to inflict increased damage. You got a yellow arm or a blue arm. So if you're engaging enemies with the opposite color as you, then you're going to be doing very little damage to them. You'll be doing regular damage to enemies with the same color as you. However, when you get a kill, you're going to be picking up a damage buff. And these details change from previous seasons, so I'm going to go through the changes as well. But you're going to pick up a damage buff that caps at 4 kills. So agents have the ability to change their weapon polarity by reloading or swapping weapons, which can also be annoying. Defeating hostiles fully replenishes weapon magazine. That's new. Melee attacking a hostile will change all enemy polarities. Positive will go to negative and vice versa. I think there's a range on that, by the way. You'll see like this pulse, and so I think the enemies have to be in range. And then polarity will affect all of the agent's firearms, including specialization weapons. However, skills and grenades are not affected. Okay, so the name of the game is really low ammo, high weapon handling, and if you can put the smack down, then you got a major advantage. So there's usually something we want to play into with these global events, and for Polarity Switch, it's really the auto reload. You're getting damage buffs on kill. However, you're going to need the damage to get the kill in the first place because you're not going to walk into the event with an automatic buff. So that's great. It makes subsequent kills easier, but you can't really rely on that damage. Also, you can lose it by killing an enemy of the opposite polarity. So a perfect strategy would mean that you're never reloading your weapon because every time you kill an enemy of the same color, then you're going to get an auto reload into your weapon. And that's important, especially if you want to play with all directives because of that pistolero directive. That means you're going to start out with no ammo and then have very little ammo throughout your gameplay. The perfect build will address not only the Polarity Switch event, but also the directives. So be on the lookout for builds that cover both of those things, and I'll give you one to get started as well. So basically, you want to manage your colors to play into that. And there's multiple ways to do that, and I'm going to give you some tips, but there's some things that you need to know. And first, the changes. In the past, when damaging an enemy of a different color, it would remove your polarity stacks. Those polarity stacks is your damage buff. But now they've changed it so you have to kill an enemy of a different color to remove those polarity stacks, which is the damage. And then they changed the max stacks from 5 to 4, and then they increased the damage bonus per stack from 20 to 25. So when you get your 4 kills, you're gonna have 100% more damage. That's great. It's a game changer for certain weapons. And then when you kill an enemy of the right polarity, it's going to refill your weapon. And that's amazing. The other thing you need to be aware of is in the description, I mentioned that skills are immune to the whole polarity deal. Same with grenades. So they can kill whatever color, which makes them a great resource for you in making sure that you have a solution for when you're facing the wrong colors in front of you. But you might reconsider on whether an all-out skill build is the right move for you. And the reason why is because skills won't activate or refresh your damage buff, your stacks. And that means when your skills get a kill, it doesn't refill your ammo on your weapon. And if that's part of your strategy, and if you're running directives, then look more towards a hybrid build, not an all-out skill build.
Entering dog zone.
So here's a couple of tips. Weapon handling is really important for this event. For A, fast reloads, and B, fast weapon swapping. You're gonna wanna be able to react to situations quickly. Reloading will change your polarity. Swapping weapons will change your polarity, and you wanna do that fast so that you can put out that damage quickly. Another thing you might wanna consider are builds that can kill inside the mag. Builds with weapons that can kill at least one enemy inside their mag will be really important. That way they can earn the auto refill, which will grant extra ammo from the ammo stash in the sky. So a tank build might not be a great idea unless it's a pistol tank build, but an assault rifle or an SMG tank build that uses a lot of ammo might put you in dangerous situations. So hybrid builds are great because you can sick your attack dogs on the opposite color so that you can focus on those threats that are the same polarity as you. But remember, your skills can't earn your polarity switch buff or that auto reload, so you want a weapon that can do that efficiently. No reloads on specialization weapons, but they are affected by the polarity switch and can earn your buffs, but will not be auto reloading. High resistance builds are really attractive for this event. Because managing your polarity makes things go faster and easier, if you have a ton of resistance and you can get out there and melee fools, then you're gonna be whipping through content and you can eliminate an entire control point with a single polarity. If you're more of a relaxed player and running and gunning isn't for you, then distance builds for foresight to help with your control of your polarity will be important. I would look towards at least a 3-piece hotshot build. That way you're gonna get that weapon handling buff. But a 4-piece hotshot build might not be the greatest thing because you're gonna have some redundancies. Remember, polarity switch is gonna give you an auto reload, and the 4th piece of hotshot, I think its biggest benefit from the headache talent is actually the auto reload. Although it does give you some armor on kill and stuff like that, but you can always put on palisade. If you want to bypass the event altogether and still earn red stars and XP while having the event on, look towards a really strong determined build. So you can just skip all the details and run a really strong headshot build and shoot and kill the wrong color and the right color and the wrong color and the right color. You'll still be earning your XP.
Entering dog zone.
So here's the build that you see me running in the event where I'm going around putting the smackdown on all the enemies. And I'm doing that so that I can manage the color. When you do a melee to the enemy, it doesn't change your color, it changes their color to yours. So I have a lot of resistance in the form of bonus armor and protection from elites, but I'm also disoriented enemies on kill, which gives me more time to melee them without taking damage. But I'm not too worried about the damage. Apparently, I can take a lot. So there's 3 things I really want to focus in on. So I'm running the D&H chest. I would put armor on it if I could, but I don't have that. And then I have weapon handling, headshot damage, headhunter's key here, and then protection from elites. This is a pistol build. That way I don't have to worry about ammo at all or switching weapons. And it's got a fast reload at 1.6 seconds, 8 in the mag. So I normally run the 1886, which has 5 in the mag. And although we are getting a free reload, but this one, I got extra kills in the mag before I have to worry about that reload kicking in. And I also decided to lean more in on the pistol because we are getting that 100% weapon damage buff. Anyways, I have damage to targets out of cover and then determine. That way I don't have to slow down to pick off their heads. I'm doing body shots all the way, super fast. The third thing is the memento. So all this armor, it's nice, but really it's about the memento trophy. So every time I pick up a trophy on this setup, I'm getting 50% bonus armor on kill. And that's pretty darn good because we're killing a lot. We're killing fast and we're stacking those. And with that special ammo on these enemies, they're quite tough, but we're not worried whatsoever. Now I'm running the Nemesis, the 1886, as I mentioned, that also has determined, and then the TAC 50. So sharpshooter is important because that allows me to pick off an enemy and then charge up headhunter really efficiently, getting to 1,250%. They all look like this basically. And probably by now, you know how Hunter's Fury works. But if you want to see the full breakdown on this build, you can check out this video over here. It's a little bit different. The one in the video has even more survivability and you can run it that way too. But I thought I'd twist it up for this event. So how do I feel about the event? Well, I was surprised about it. There were a couple of times where it was a pain in the butt and I found myself getting in trouble. But once I put on my XP farm build, all my worries went away. And I was testing different aspects of the event, but after a while I realized that it's the weapon handling and the melee that is really powerful, because then you don't have to worry about that opposite color thing. And when I did get in trouble, that's what it was. So as long as I have the resistance to get out there and put the smack down and change everybody into my color, then pretty darn cool. Otherwise, the fast reload is important, because then I could just quickly reload my weapon and then change my color if I need to. So it's all about color management, and weapon handling goes a long ways there. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for hanging out with me today. My name is TuxedoBandido, and this was another episode of The Division 2. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The Division 2. And if you like builds like this, check out the recommended build video I have here for you. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
Follow me.
I get it.